another video here on my YouTube channel. I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to be talking about something that has been fascinating me as I've been furthering my education in psychology. And that topic is personal agency. So first, I wanted to define agency and what it means to me. Then I'm going to add in some definitions from Bandura, who is a renowned social psychologist. So first, what is agency? Well, I think that agency is not necessarily physical capability, but belief in capability. How much are you willing to vote on yourself? How much are you willing to bet on yourself? Because you first have to believe you can do something before you have the motivation to do it. So agency is that moment where you pivot from a thought, belief, curiosity into an action. So I think that agency is a pivotal moment where we go from self-awareness to action. And I honestly think that it builds resilience like crazy. So now I'm going to take a definition from Bandura. Among the mechanisms of human agency, none is more central or pervasive than belief of personal efficacy. This core belief is the foundation of human agency. Unless people believe that they can produce desired effects by their actions, they have little incentive to act or to persevere in the face of difficulties. Belief in one's efficacy is a key personal resource in personal development and change. So I love his definition, and I'm sure you're asking, okay, well, why is this important? Well, I believe that a lot of us abandon ourselves, especially when it comes to self-sabotage and imposter syndrome. I think we don't go out and try enough, especially when it comes to our beliefs and our desires, and we never see those things come to fruition. For me, how this shows up is this terrible feeling in my gut, just like really uncertain, feeling really low, feeling like I'm below everything, and just this general malaise feeling of incapability. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing not only myself, but other people who I care about, and even just strangers, not really go for what they want because they don't feel capable enough to do so when they probably are. There's actually an experiment I like to refer to when talking about agency, and it's this experiment where they had a bunch of fleas and they put them in this container. And fleas are animals that are literally meant to jump high. Like, that's their nature, to jump high. So when they put the cap over the fleas would keep trying to jump, okay. But over time, they took the cap off and the fleas would never jump higher than where the cap once was. I relate a lot to the story of the fleas. I relate to the fleas. And if you relate to, then my big question is, what is your cap? Some of us have had caps put externally on us, either by society or even by family or people we know. And other people have actually put also some caps over ourselves. And here's where I ask an even bigger question. How do we not only remove those caps, how do we unlearn them? And something I found out is that in order to unlearn things, sometimes we have to remember things about ourselves. So here are 4 things to remember when you are trying to build your own personal agency. Number 1, you are capable. You need to remember that you have achieved a lot. No matter how small or how big the feat, you have achieved things not just by biology, but by your own volition, meaning your own effort. And when thinking of the things that you have done, don't necessarily think about the results, because that doesn't matter. What matters here is the effort, the choice to invest in yourself and invest in the things you believe in so much that you actually go out and do them. And the importance here is that even if the areas where you've had a sense of agency are not currently the areas that you feel most incapable in, you can still use those memories to remember that, hey, I can use that same skill in this situation. Each effort that you have made represents personal agency in action. So you have the foundation, you just have to remember it. Number 2, you have to remember your ability to make choices. Here is where you need a skill of discernment. You have to know that you can only control certain things, and there's certain things that you can't control. So you can either first figure out, okay, what can I control? Or you can work backwards and figure out, what do I not control, like society, other people, outcomes, and then figure out, okay, well then what can I control? This is the point where we acknowledge the external caps, like societal caps, personal caps, like health, and we acknowledge that we can't control these things. The good news is we can control the choices we make around reacting to them and how we view them. The third step is finally to take the action. Again, don't just make the action because you want a certain result. Obviously, that's okay, but we're acting because you have the intention to act. You want to do something, so do it. You have to make the conscious decision to believe, invest, and be a stakeholder in your abilities, and then act because of that belief. And with the action, understand that your decisions and therefore actions have consequences. And these consequences could be as small as a ripple or as big as a wave. But no matter what, your decision to do something has caused a change. And that leads me to my 4th thing you need to remember, which is consistency. Remember that every time you act with personal agency, you reinforce beliefs to yourself. I wrote a couple of them down, but some of these beliefs that you are not only telling yourself, but proving to yourself are my actions matter. I have options, I have a voice, I can do things alone, scared and doubtful, and I have the power to make change. So every time you reinforce those beliefs, it makes the sense of capability grow inside of you. And eventually you won't even have to think about it as much anymore. It will become easy. And then this cycle will begin all over again. You remember that you're capable, and then you remember your ability to make choices, and you act, and then you do it all again. I think that agency in general is such an important topic because once we realize that we can make changes in ourselves, we realize that, hey, we can actually make changes collectively or individually for the world. And remember that change does not always happen to you. Change also happens through you. So be your own agent of change and the change that you want. As always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Make sure to like if you haven't already, subscribe, and also drop a comment letting me know an area of your life that you want to feel more capable in. Let me know the actions you're going to take. Okay, thank you so much. I love you guys, and have a great week.